Yo, what's up guys, we're back here with another tier video. The video y'all seen on the 20th, Martin Luther King Day, is the one I did ranking quarterbacks. Now, today, we're ranking all teams. First team, the Buffalo Bills. I'm looking at stats currently, y'all. Bills went 13-4. They basically put up 150 total points over the opponent, was undefeated at home, one loss in the division, which was to the Patriots in week 18 with no starters. So, really, 5-0. They went 9-3 in conference, and now they're in the AFC Championship as I'm recording this video. Easy S-tier season for the Buffalo Bills when they was legit supposed to win 9 games. Miami Dolphins should have been a playoff team this year, but they had to start Tyler Huntley for like the last 5 games. They went 8-9, less than 50% of their games won. Their net points was in the negatives. They went 5-3 at home, 3-6 on the road. They split in the division, and they split in the conference at 6-6, and they lost their last game of the season. They underachieved. Like, we're gonna delete a row. And hold up, y'all. How do I add a row? Okay, reset. Okay, so we're gonna delete E tier, and we're gonna put the Bills back in S. We're gonna put the Dolphins, I will say C tier, because they won 8 games. They wasn't horrible, but they could have been better. Okay, Jets went 5-12 when the Jets were supposed to make the playoffs this year, y'all. They won less than 30% of their games. They net points was negative 66. They won 3 games at home out of 8. They lost 7 road games, and they went 2-4 in division and 5-7 in the conference. F, the Jets with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams should have won at least 10 games. Patriots, I'm putting the Patriots ahead of the Jets because the Patriots had no expectations. They won 4 games. Their net points was negative 128. Only reason they're ahead of the Jets, which is because of their future. They got decent running backs. Drake May is a young quarterback who showed flashes in his rookie season this season. And they had the same record as the Jets in the division. I could see them splitting with every team next year except the Bills if they just keep up the good work. They went 3-9 in conference, 2-4 in division, and they went 1-4 in non-conference. Baltimore Ravens, with the possible MVP of the NFL, Lamar Jackson. They were 12-5. Their net points was plus 157. They went 6-2 at home, 6-3 on the road. They won 4 to lost 2 in the division. Won 8 games of conference, lost 4. And they 4-1 against the NFC this year. And they won 4 straight to end the season. And they just lost to the Bills yesterday as I'm recording this. Everybody expected the Ravens to be good, so I'm going to put them in A tier. They weren't as good as the Bills. The Bills beat them, so what can you really say? Here's the thing about the Bengals. I love the Bengals. Love Jamar Chase, love T. Higgins, all them. They went 9-8 this year. They underachieved significantly because their defense was absolutely hideously horrible. They net points was higher than the Steelers, who made the playoffs at plus 38. They went 3-5 at home, but when you going at home against the Bengals, they beating you. They split in division. They split in conference at 6-6, and they went 3-2 against the NFC. I'm gonna put them B tier, but they'll be I'm pretty sure they're gonna be the only B tier team who did not make the playoffs. Their defense teetering around D to F, but their offense teetering around A to S. I'm putting them in B tier. Cleveland Browns. Okay, where do I even get started? They went 3-14 this year. Just after making the playoffs last year, y'all. They won 17% of their games. They net points was negative 177. They won 2 games at home, 1 game on the road, and they 2 of their 3 wins was in conference, including, I'm pretty sure, beating the Ravens. They went 3-9 in conference and did not beat the NFC team. They're F tier, and it's not even debatable. Pittsburgh Steelers. I have mixed emotions about the Steelers. They went 10-7. They won 58% of their games. They had a positive net point. They was good at home, good on the way. But they always crumble at the end of the season. And they including losing 3 division games. Steelers are C tier. I don't care if they made the playoffs. You made the playoffs. You always win more games than you lose. Yet to miss the playoffs, that defeats the purpose of winning those games. And they went 7-5 in conference. And 3-2. Including losing 4 straight. They was 10-3 at one point. They had a chance at the 1 seed. It proceeds to fall all the way up. Houston Texans. 10 wins, 7 losses. 58% wins. They had 0 net points. 372 points for, 372 points against. They went 5-3 on the road. 5-4 on the road. 5-3 at home. 5-1 in the division. I'm pretty sure they only dropped. The only division game they dropped was probably to the Colts, maybe. Conference, they went 8-4. Against the NFC, they went 2-3. They about did. I had the Texans before the year going 13-4, which is kind of crazy. I'm gonna put them in B. The Bengals were better than the Texans this year. I do not care. Colts. They went 8-9. Negative 50 points. The defense was hideous. They lost 6 games on the road and they lost 3 at home. So they went 5-3 at home, 3-6 on the road. Split the division. Went 7-5 on the conference, and they went 1-4 against the NFC. Colts. I'm gonna say they're behind the Dolphins. Titans. F. Titans. F. They were supposed to win like 7 games this year and push for the playoffs until like the last 5 weeks. They went 3-14, negative 149 net points. Won 1 game at home, 2 on the road. Went 1-5 in division. Went 3-9 in conference. 0-5 against the NFC. No explanation needed. Jaguars. F. Jaguars were trash this year. They won 4 games. They made the playoffs, like 2 years ago? They won 4 games with a better roster. 3-5 at home. 1-8 on the road. They split in division. They went 4-8 in conference. And they didn't win an NFC game. F. Broncos. I might be crazy. The Broncos were better than the Bengals. The Bengals beat them. But who made the playoffs? They overachieved substantially. Plus 114 net points. They had the best net point ratio out of the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. By 2 touchdowns. They went 6-2 at home, 4-5 on the road. Okay, 3-5 division. 3-3 in the division, 6-6 in conference. This team was supposed to win like 7 games. They won 10 and made the playoffs. Kansas City Chiefs. I'm giving them A tier. I'm not giving them S. They won 15. They won 15-2. They went 15-2. But their net points was only 59. So out of your 15 wins, you won each game by less than a touchdown. You went undefeated at home, 7-2 on the road, 5-1 in the division, 10-2 in conference. You skated by all those teams and they went undefeated in the NFC against the NFC. Raiders. 4-13. They were tanking the entire year. I'm gonna put them behind the Browns. They were tanking the entire year. That you could tell they didn't care. Brock Bowers is who I'm looking forward to seeing next year with maybe Shedeur Sanders, maybe Cam Ward. Any of them boys. They're going to be looking maybe 7 wins next year. That's my expectation for the Raiders. They did not win a division game. They won 2 games at home, 2 games on the road. Went 3-9 in conference and won 1 NFC game. So, F. Chargers went 11-6. I don't care if they won 11 games. The Bengals were better than them. The Bengals and the Texans were better than them. The Texans blew them out by 20. And the Chargers just chargered. They won 11 games. Net points was 101. So they put positive 101. At home they went 5-3. On the road they went 6-3. At division they went 4-2. Conference they went 8-4. Non-conference, which is NFC, they went 3-2. B tier, they got first round. Get the out of here. NFC time. Whew. Here we go. NFC. Dallas Cowboys. 7-10. I'm a Cowboys fan, so this hurts to read. 7-10. Negative 118 net points. 350 to 168. They went 2-7 at home. 5-3 on the road. 3-3. They split in conference. Split in division. Went 5-7 in conference. Went 2-3 against the AFC. I'm close to putting this. We're deep. The Cowboys were supposed to make the playoffs and make a run this year. What happened? I have no clue. Dak Prescott got injured and the whole season just went into smoke. New York Giants. F. They were tanking the entire season. Malik Neighbors does look nice though. And Tyrone Tracy, he might be an old rookie. He might be 24 as a rookie. But that boy might be something nice in the future. I think he had like 750 yards, like 5 touchdowns this season. Solid for a late round, if not undrafted rookie. They went 3-14. Negative 142 net points. 1 win at home, 2 on the road. Didn't win a single game in the division. Won 1 conference game and won 2 AFC games. The Giants were abysmal. Eagles, S tier. I hate the Eagles as a Cowboys fan, but I cannot deny Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the NFL. He is better than Derrick Henry this year. They went 14-3. Their net points was positive 160. They only lost 1 home game. They lost 2 road games, so they went 8-1 at home, 6-2 on the road, 5-1 in division, 9-3 conference, undefeated against the AFC. S tier. Washington Commanders. A tier, baby. The A tier Commandos. 12-5, including, as I'm recording this, they're going to get in the NFC Championship against that S tier Eagles team. 12-5, positive 94 net points, 7-2 at home, 5-3 on the road, 4-2 in division, 9-3 conference, 3-2 non-conference. They lost 2 games to AFC teams. And one of them, I forgot what team it was. I think it was 2 AFC North teams. They lost to the Ravens and they lost to the Steelers, who were playoff teams. So, reasonably, we could have had a Commanders 1 seed here. Possibly. We never know. Seattle Seahawks. We're skipping down to the Seattle Seahawks. They went 10-7. They won 50% of their games. They had a positive 7 net points. 3-6 at home, but 7-1 on the road. 4-2 in division, 6-6. Split in conference, 6-6. Non-conference, 4-1. They won the last 2 games of the season. Honestly, I don't see the Seahawks being no higher than that. Chicago Bears. Now I'm gonna finish the NFC West. LA Rams. Dare I say? Nah, they weren't A tier. They were B tier though. They went 10-7, 5-4 on the road, 5-3 at home. No, 5-3 at home, 5-4 at home. My bad. 5-3 on the road, 4-2 division, 6-6 in conference, 4-1 against the NFC. They went 10-7. Negative 19 net points, and they still made the playoffs. Won a playoff game and gave the number 2 seed Eagles absolute holy smokes. I think, yeah. San Francisco 49ers to C tier. No McCaffrey, no playoffs. That's all I can say about the 49ers. They went 6-11. They had some solid games though. Like they beat the playoff Buccaneers. They had some solid wins. They did good against the Cardinals. They negative 47 points. 4-5 at home, 2-6 on the road, 1-5 in division, which is kind of crazy. So that means they got swept by 2 teams here. 4-8 in conference, 2-3 non-conference. The 49ers were extremely disappointing. And yet, the 49ers were still better than the Dallas Cowboys. Argue with a wall. I don't care what record says. Arizona Cardinals. They're better than the Steelers. Steelers are one of the most underachieving teams of all time. But Cardinals, nobody expected them to do nothing. They was terrible. They got Marvin Harrison. He had flashes this year, like 800 yards, 60-some catches. Positive 21 net points, 6-3 at home, 2-6 on the road. It's kind of messed up. They split in conference, 4-8. No, they split in division. Went 4-8 in conference, 4-1 against the AFC, and they won the game in the end of the season. All right, NFC North, Lions, S tier. They won 15 games, franchise record. Blah blah blah. Lost in the division round to the Commanders. But let's talk about this season. They won 88% of their games. Positive 222 net points. They went 7-2 at home. Went undefeated on the road. Undefeated in division. 11-1 in conference. 4-1 non-conference. And they won 4 out of their last 5. What else could be said? Chicago Bears. They went 5-12. Dare I say they was better than every team in F? Yes, they were. They have flashes. They got potential. They went 5-12, negative 60 points, 4-5 at home. They can't play on the road. They went 1-7, 1-5 in division, 3-9 conference, 2-3 in non-conference. Green Bay Packers. They made playoffs. Jordan Love looked okay this year. Honestly, I'm gonna just stick them right in front of the Chargers. I'm a Chargers hater. They literally overachieved. They're literally the Pittsburgh Steelers of their division. They can make playoffs, but they don't make noise. They're just there. They play off a soft schedule. Give them that second place schedule next year and see what happens to them. All right, but the Packers went 11-6, positive 122 net points. They won 6 home games, 5-3 on the road, 6-3 at home. They won 1 division game. All 5 of their 6 losses were division games. I think they split with the Bears. That's telling you something. The Packers are overrated. They went 1-5 in division, 6-6 conference. You lost all 6 of your games in the NFC, and you went undefeated against the AFC. Cool. Vikings. They're not S tier. They're A tier, and they're behind the Washington Commanders. I don't care if they won 14 games. They won 14 games, positive 100 net points. Went 8-1 at home, 6-2 on the road. They won 66% of their games on the division, 4-2. They went 9-3 in conference. They went 5-0 against the AFC. Whatever. Now we're down to the last singular conference, the NFC South. Buccaneers. I'm doing Bucks first. I'm a Buccaneers lover. Like, this team underachieved so astronomically that it's actually hilarious. The Bucks should have been in potential for the 1 seed. They lost Chris Godwin early in the season. I had him in fantasy as well, and I was mad when he got injured. Literally snapped his leg in half. They went 10-7. Baker played like an MVP candidate. He finished top 5 in like multiple passing categories, as you will hear in my last video on this channel. They won 4 division games. They swept the Panthers and swept the Saints, but they got swept by the Falcons. They won 8 games in conference. They won 2 non-conference. What can I really say? The Bucks will be back and better than ever if they reload this offseason. Falcons. They went 8-9. Let's throw them in C tier. The Falcons won 47% of their games, 4-5 at home, 4-4 on the road. Extremely mid. They split with the Panthers and Saints, if I'm pretty sure. Or they got swept by the Panthers, which would be crazy. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. They went 7-5 in conference, 1-4 non-conference, 2-3 in last 5, and 1-4 against the NFC. Panthers, dare I say it, they were right there with the Cowboys. They won 5 games, but Bryce showed flashes at the end of the season. Hold on. Alright, y'all. Took me a second to get these stats. Okay. They went minus 193 in net points, but they went 3-6 at home, 2-6 on the road, 2-4 in the division, and they won 4 conference games, and they only won 1 against the AFC, but they showed flashes. Saints, they're right there with the Bears. I think this is done here. That's basically it. The Saints went 4-8 in conference, 2-4 in division, 2 wins at home. 3 wins at home, 2 wins on the road. They went 5-12, negative 60 net points. They will be back next year, but I don't think they're gonna be too good next year. But yep, y'all see the list. The 3 best teams in the league, according to me, were Buffalo, Philly, and Detroit Lions. I'm hoping for a Bills Super Bowl appearance this year, y'all. And I'll see you guys in the next one, y'all. Peace.